Police found Hackman and his wife dead in their New Mexico home. Investigators say Hackman died a week after his wife.
Gene Hackman, a towering figure in Hollywood, was known not only for his immense talent but also for his unwavering commitment to personal principles. His journey through the entertainment industry was far from ordinary, marked by both struggle and triumph. By the time of his death at 95, Hackman had built a legendary career in Hollywood. But it was the moments that led up to his final years that have left many wondering. Did Gene Hackman break his oath, revealing a dark secret about the industry he had once ruled? 2 weeks before his passing, he allegedly made a shocking revelation, one that would make even the most seasoned Hollywood veterans stop and take notice. In this video, we'll explore Hackman's rise to fame, the complexities of his personal life, and the unsettling secret he revealed before his death. Through this lens, we'll also uncover the harsh realities of Hollywood that even someone as influential as Hackman could no longer ignore. The moment that shaped his career. Before diving into the specifics of the shocking confession Hackman allegedly made just before his death, it's crucial to understand the man behind the curtain. Gene Hackman's formative years were far from glamorous, shaped by hardship and emotional turmoil. Raised in a broken home, Hackman faced the profound pain of abandonment when his father left the family when he was just 13 years old. The impact of that moment was devastating. His father's departure was not marked by a dramatic farewell or a tearful goodbye. Instead, it was a cold, detached gesture, a simple, dismissive wave. It left a deep emotional scar on the young boy, one that would remain with him for the rest of his life. As Hackman later revealed, this seemingly small act of abandonment had an enormous effect on his psyche. It was a defining moment that influenced not only his personal life, but also his approach to acting and human relationships. You can convey so much with a small movement, with a gesture, Hackman reflected in later years, acknowledging the lasting power of that fleeting moment. This realization helped shape his career, where subtlety and emotional depth became the hallmarks of his performances. He had a remarkable ability to convey complex emotions and inner conflict with just a look or a quiet gesture, making him one of the most revered actors of his generation. The lingering effect of his father's departure can be seen in Hackman's approach to his roles. Many of the characters he portrayed were not the typical heroes or villains, but complex, multi-dimensional figures who often existed in morally gray areas. Hackman excelled in bringing these characters to life with a depth that made them feel real and relatable. Whether playing a ruthless villain, a conflicted anti-hero, or a flawed but sympathetic figure, Hackman's ability to convey vulnerability and strength simultaneously was unrivaled. This subtlety in his acting, born from the emotional weight of his childhood, also mirrored Hackman's view of human relationships. Having experienced abandonment so early in life, he seemed to understand that people, in their most raw and honest moments, often reveal more through small gestures than through grand speeches or dramatic displays. Hackman's career was defined by these nuances, and they became an inseparable part of the legacy he left behind. His struggles and triumphs. Hackman's journey to fame was anything but straightforward. At just 16 years old, he found himself on the wrong side of the law, briefly incarcerated for theft. The incident could have easily derailed his future, but instead of allowing this setback to define him, Hackman used it as fuel to push himself forward. Rather than succumbing to bitterness or self-pity, he enlisted in the Marines, where he served with discipline and a renewed sense of purpose. Upon completing his service, Hackman returned to civilian life with a decision to follow a different path, one that would lead him to acting. He enrolled at the prestigious Pasadena Playhouse, a well-regarded institution for aspiring actors. However, Hackman didn't quite fit the mold there. He struggled to connect with the faculty, who he felt did not show him the respect he deserved. His time at the Playhouse was marked by tension and dissatisfaction, and he famously clashed with the instructors, finding himself at odds with their approach. Despite the frustration, there was one silver lining to his time at the Playhouse. He formed a lasting bond with a fellow student, Dustin Hoffman. The two, who would both go on to become icons in the film industry, were expelled from the Playhouse, allegedly due to their perceived lack of talent. But this moment of rejection would prove to be nothing more than a stepping stone on their eventual paths to stardom. Hackman's true breakthrough came when he moved to New York, where he began to find his footing in the world of theater and film. His early years in the city were marked by small roles in TV shows and movies, allowing him to hone his craft and build his reputation. However, it wasn't until the 1970s that Hackman's career truly took off. His breakthrough role came in the 1971 film The French Connection, where he portrayed the tough, street-smart cop Popeye Doyle. The role won him an Academy Award, and Hackman quickly became one of Hollywood's most in-demand actors. But Hackman was more than just a tough guy actor. He sought to portray the complexity and darkness of human nature, often choosing roles that delved into the morally ambiguous aspects of his characters. This desire to explore the deeper facets of humanity set Hackman apart, allowing him to create a diverse and rich body of work. His commitment to authenticity and emotional depth helped him shape a career that would not only earn him accolades but also cement his legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest actors. The dark side of Hollywood. Despite his immense success, Gene Hackman was no stranger to the more unsettling and challenging aspects of Hollywood. He quickly became known for portraying antagonists, characters who were morally complex, tough, and unpredictable. Hackman's roles often placed him in the heart of these morally gray areas, playing figures who were ruthless yet deeply human. Films like Mississippi Burning and No Way Out showcased his ability to bring these complex characters to life, characters who often struggled with inner demons, conflicting emotions, and deep-seated flaws. Hackman himself acknowledged the darker side of his own nature, once saying, "I find in me a sadistic streak. Under certain circumstances, we're all capable of murder, I suppose." This candid reflection highlighted his ability to tap into the darkest aspects of humanity, both in himself and in the roles he portrayed. Hackman was not simply playing a part. He was delving into his own psyche, using his acting as a way to explore the darkness that resides in all people. His ability to portray complex characters with such depth won him critical acclaim, as he became known for his ability to evoke both empathy and fear from the audience. Over the course of his career, he won 2 Academy Awards, one for his role as the tough cop Popeye Doyle in The French Connection, 1971, and another for his portrayal of the sadistic sheriff Bill Daggett in Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven, 1992. The latter role in particular became one of his most iconic performances, further cementing Hackman's reputation as one of the finest actors of his generation. However, Hackman's personal life often collided with the violent nature of his on-screen roles. His family, especially his daughters, were frequently uncomfortable with the harshness of his characters and the violent storylines of his films. While Hackman was proud of his work, there were times when he questioned the toll such roles took on him, both emotionally and mentally. In fact, Hackman had initially sworn off participating in movies with excessive violence after years of playing tough, morally ambiguous characters. He sought roles that explored the human condition in other ways, but when Clint Eastwood approached him with the script for Unforgiven, Hackman's perspective began to shift. Eastwood's vision for the film presented violence not as a glorified spectacle, but as something far more tragic and devastating. Hackman came to realize that Unforgiven was about exposing the human cost of violence and the toll it took on those who perpetuated it. It was a nuanced look at power, fear, and the consequences of brutality, themes Hackman was able to approach with great sensitivity and depth. This transformed Hackman's approach to the character of Bill Daggett. What could have easily been a one-dimensional villain was instead portrayed as a deeply flawed, multifaceted individual, someone capable of cruelty, yet still human and understandable in his motivations. The role of Bill Daggett marked one of the most memorable performances of Hackman's career, His portrayal of the sadistic sheriff was both chilling and tragic, and it earned him his second Oscar. Hackman reflected on the experience of playing the role, noting, "The more I read it, the more I came to understand the purpose of the film, the more fascinated I became." Unforgiven went on to become a modern classic, and Hackman's performance helped elevate the film to legendary status. His ability to infuse a character with such depth and complexity allowed him to leave a lasting impact on audiences, solidifying his place as one of Hollywood's most respected and revered actors. 2 weeks before his death. Fast forward to just 2 weeks before Gene Hackman's death, and the story takes a surprising turn. Known for his intensely private nature, Hackman, who had spent decades as a revered actor in Hollywood, reportedly made a startling confession that stunned those who were closest to him. For years, he had adhered to a personal oath he made early in his career, to never publicly speak about the darker, behind-the-scenes workings of the entertainment industry. He had seen too much during his time in Hollywood, too many shattered dreams and broken promises, and had decided to protect the industry's secrets, even at the cost of his own discomfort. However, in his final days, Hackman broke that long-held vow. He spoke openly about the manipulations and underhanded dealings he had witnessed in an industry that prides itself on glitz, glamour, and public image. According to sources close to him, Hackman became increasingly disillusioned with the very industry that had both shaped his career and, at times, left him questioning his own moral compass. He spoke candidly about the cutthroat nature of Hollywood, where career advancement often came at the expense of one's integrity. The dark side of the entertainment world was something Hackman had long kept at arm's length, but in his final conversations, he let his guard down, revealing just how much of the industry was driven by power plays, empty promises, and ruthless decisions. Hackman's candid admission painted a picture of a world where careers could be destroyed with a single bad decision, and where the influence of a few powerful players often determined the fates of many. He had seen firsthand how the promises made by powerful studio heads, producers, and executives were frequently broken, leaving a trail of wrecked careers and disillusioned artists. For someone like Hackman, who had worked his way up through the ranks and fought for respect in an industry often dominated by superficiality, these revelations were both a reflection of the harsh realities he had faced and a sad commentary on an industry he had once adored. Even more striking was Hackman's apparent regret over some of the choices he had made during his career. While he had long been seen as a principled man, someone who consistently took on roles that demanded emotional depth and moral complexity, it seemed that even Hackman could not escape the compromises Hollywood often required. His characters, who frequently existed in morally gray areas, mirrored the world Hackman came to realize he had been a part of. In the end, the line between fiction and reality blurred for Hackman, and the lessons he had learnt as an actor became intertwined with his disillusionment as a person. As you reflect on Hackman's confession, it's important to consider the lasting impact his honesty and vulnerability had on his legacy. His courage to speak out in his final days serves as a reminder that even those we admire are not immune to the complexities and struggles of the worlds they inhabit. Hackman's story raises crucial questions about the nature of fame, integrity, and the price of success in an industry that often demands more than any individual can give. What do you think about Hackman's confession? Do you believe the price of fame is too high in Hollywood? Or is it simply a necessary part of success in such a competitive world? Join the conversation and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's dive deeper into the complexities of Hollywood together and explore what truly lies behind the curtain. The aftermath. Hackman's final confession, whether fully revealed or not, casts a sobering light on the troubling realities of Hollywood that remain hidden beneath its glitzy surface. The entertainment industry, for all its allure and celebrity, is a world where broken promises and unspoken compromises are common. Personal integrity often takes a back seat to the relentless pursuit of ambition, power, and success. Hackman, who had long been regarded for his strong moral convictions and principled approach to his craft, was ultimately forced to confront a darker side of the industry he had once adored. Despite his legendary career and respected status, Hackman's final words reveal a painful truth. Even the most revered figures in Hollywood are not immune to the pressures that come with fame. The industry's cutthroat nature, where careers can be built or destroyed with a single decision, presents a constant challenge for those who strive to maintain their values. Hackman's confession, whether driven by frustration, regret, or a final act of honesty, underscores the personal toll of this world, where ideals are often sacrificed in exchange for success and survival. His words serve as a poignant reminder that the bright lights of Hollywood come with a shadow that is just as real and overwhelming. Hackman's legacy, not only as a talented actor, but as a man who faced the complexities of his industry head-on, offers a cautionary tale about the costs of fame. His final reflections, whether left in private or shared with the world, are a testament to the fact that even in the glittering world of entertainment, integrity is a rare commodity, often compromised for the sake of ambition and power. Hackman's legacy. Despite the dark secrets that may have haunted him in his final years, Gene Hackman's legacy remains firmly intact. He will forever be remembered as one of Hollywood's finest actors, celebrated for his commitment to his craft, his authenticity, and his unwavering dedication to portraying complex, often morally ambiguous characters. Hackman wasn't just an actor. He was a symbol of a different era of Hollywood, one where raw talent and steadfast dedication to one's work could lead to success, even in an industry that was often unpredictable, ruthless, and unforgiving. Throughout his career, Hackman became known for his ability to portray characters with deep emotional depth, often exploring the darker facets of human nature. Whether he was playing a gritty cop in The French Connection, a manipulative politician in No Way Out, or a sadistic sheriff in Unforgiven, Hackman was never afraid to delve into uncomfortable, challenging roles. He had an extraordinary ability to capture the nuances of characters who lived in the moral gray areas, characters whose complexities and contradictions made them unforgettable. This willingness to explore the darker sides of humanity not only cemented his status as one of the most respected actors of his generation, but also ensured that his performances would resonate with audiences long after the final credits rolled. As we look back on Hackman's career, it's clear that he understood the power of both silence and speech. His performances often communicated more through what was left unsaid than through any spoken dialogue. He had a rare ability to convey emotion through subtle gestures, glances, and pauses, creating a profound impact with minimal effort. In his final days, however, Hackman chose to speak out, breaking his silence to reveal a side of Hollywood that few had the courage to address. His confession about the industry's darker, more corrupt side shed light on the pressures and moral compromises that often accompany fame and success in the entertainment world. By choosing to speak out, Hackman revealed his integrity, his frustration, and his disillusionment with an industry that had both shaped his career and tested his moral compass. In doing so, Gene Hackman not only left behind a legacy of remarkable performances, but also one of personal integrity. Despite the pressures, disappointments, and compromises he faced throughout his career, Hackman's final act of honesty serves as a reminder that, even in Hollywood's darkest corners, maintaining one's integrity is what truly matters. His contributions to cinema, both in his memorable roles and his steadfast principles, ensure that Hackman's legacy will endure for generations to come. Gene Hackman's life and career were defined by incredible achievements and unforgettable roles, showcasing his rare dedication to his craft. However, in the final weeks of his life, Hackman broke his oath and revealed a hidden truth about Hollywood, one that casts a darker shadow on the industry than most are willing to acknowledge. His confession serves as a powerful reminder that behind the glitz and glamour, Hollywood is far from perfect. Hackman's boldness to speak out about the industry's flaws shows the risks and consequences those who dare to expose it may face. What do you think about Hackman's confession? Share your thoughts below.